Hey, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at the indexes here, and we're going to take a look at West Texas Light Crude, and yeah, let's take first look here at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ticker symbol INDU, and notice here this is the breakout. We have Dow 20,000. 20,068. It finally happened. Thank goodness. Now we can hear it. Now we don't have to listen to everybody talk about it. So that's great. Now we can move forward. And so where is this headed now? That is the question. And if you look here, for 2 months, there was this very tight channel that had formed. Notice how the candles were basically just trending sideways. Today there was a break above this horizontal resistance line. Look how many times that was hit in the past. Today the break above that is signaling more upside potential. There was a parabolic SAR bullish flip. Check out the flip there. Notice down here, I mean there was a bull flip here, but this flip back here in November, that was a signal of a start of a next big run, and we'll see if this is going to be the start of a next big push. If you look here, ADX had a bullish crossover, and so that was the first cross. That was a very similar crossover to back here on that last run as well. So notice how they had all converged, and then the green line crossed above the black and the red line, and that signaled the start of the run. Now you have Fasto back above 80. Notice during the last big run, the Fasto was above 80, and then you have RSI up here still between 50 and 70, so not overbought on RSI. So that's signaling that there's still room to push higher. So now we're going to see if this is going to break out and a new uptrend is going to start. If you look at MACD, you'll see on the 8, 13, and 5 there was already a bullish crossover. So that's signaling the start of a run. If you look back on the big run in November, it started with the bullish crossover on MACD, and then it also started with the bullish crossover on the 12, 26, and 9. It failed. So far it has yet to cross over on the 12, 26, and 9. So that's what we're looking for next. A crossover on this MACD time frame should be the signal that a new uptrend is starting. So yeah, this is looking like a new trend has begun. And SPY, the spider here, the S&P 500 ETF is also has the same pattern, where this was a tight consolidation pattern trending sideways, and then now there's a break above resistance. This break actually started yesterday, and notice there was a close above the horizontal resistance line in the top of the channel. That was signaling more upside potential, and then now today there was the gap up open and a close at high of day. Notice there's no upper wick on today's candle. That pushed Fasto to 100, so it did close at temporary overbought levels, but you have RSI up here at 67 in the 50 to 70 bull zone. And if you look back here, RSI can, the SPY can head higher above 70 on RSI. That's what's happened in the past. What we're looking for, if you look here at ADX, there was a bullish crossover. So that's showing that the bulls are taking control again. And, similar to back here on the November run. And then if you look down here, there was this big volume spike last week. The big volume spike on Friday. Notice how it's bigger than all these other spikes. That was the load. Notice it was also on a doji. So, a doji formed with the big volume spike. That was a signal that big players had loaded. Always follow the volume. They load at the bottom, so this is signaling to us that they want to push it higher. Now, what else is telling us that this is the start of a new run is look at MACD. There's a bullish crossover again on the 8, 13, and 5. This is going to signal early, but look at the pinched MACD on 8, the 12, 26, and 9. If you notice here, it was pinched back here, but didn't cross over in December. And the last bullish crossover was actually the start of the November run. See how the run started, and then that correlated with a crossover on MACD. The MACD line crossing the signal line to the upside. So we're thinking that this is all pointing towards more upside potential. Well, let's look at NASDAQ. How's NASDAQ looking? Well, NASDAQ actually has had a much stronger chart over the last 3 months. These are all 3-month charts, daily charts. And notice how the SPY and how the S&P 500 and how the Dow are both had sideways channels going. Well, the NASDAQ has been working up. Look at this nice uptrend. So the NASDAQ has been the place to be the last 3 months. This has actually had some good upside, and this is where the bulls needed to put their concentrate their efforts, because the other ones were just trading sideways. If you look here, there's a breakout as well. Notice that this has an ascending resistance line and an ascending support line, and they were wedging together here, and then boom, there was a break today above the ascending resistance line. This is signaling more upside potential. Look how the upper Bollinger Band is pointing up, the lower Bollinger Band is pointing down. It looks like it wants to push higher. If you look down at MACD, there was a bullish crossover on both time frames. The bullish crossovers are signaling more upside potential, and possibly this is the next push higher. ADX is here. You got plus DI spiking. You can see here it's at high levels. Let's see, the highest levels here since back here in December. And then if you look here at Fasto, it is up here at 98, so it's looking frothy here. But what we want to see is we just want to see the uptrend continue, and we want to see this red horizontal resistance line turn into support. You don't want to see it pull back into the channel. If it pulls back, it could fill this gap here. And if you look at RSI now is at 70.91. RSI has not been above 70 in months. And so, on this 3-month chart, it hadn't been above this level. So this could be a sign that it's building strength for the next push higher. It's also a signal that it is getting frothy. Okay, now let's take a look at the WTIC light crude oil. And this has a very interesting pattern going right now. If you look here, there was a strong uptrend from November into December, and then it got going sideways here. And now you've got this triangle pattern where you have a ascending support line and a descending resistance line. Notice how all the candles keep hitting this, and they're lower, 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 and the support line that's higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. Well, now we have today's candle is right in between both levels. One of these is going to break. It's either going to break above the resistance line, and that's going to signal more upside potential, run to 54, and then as you can see here, 54 is the huge level. Notice it's high close horizontal resistance. If WTIC can get above 54, then it could really get going. But right now, that has been a ceiling. So there could be a trade, though, if it breaks above this descending resistance line between the middle Bollinger Band and the upper Bollinger Band here. So we could see a run up to this 54, 54.6. If the 54 turns into support, then you could possibly see WTCI heading higher. If there's a break below the green support line, you could see a drop down here to the lower Bollinger Band and to the 50-day simple moving average at the 51 level. And so that would be the key support level to hold. So it's 54 to the upside and 51 to the downside. It's at a flex point right now. This is signaling that this current pattern is getting ready to end and a new pattern should begin. What you want to keep an eye on is down here on MACD. Look for this MACD bullish crossover, the MACD line crossing the signal line to the upside. That would signal the start of a next push higher. If MACD fails to cross over on the 12.26.9, that's going to be a red flag and signal more downside risk. Look how it's pinched down here on the 8, 13, and 5. It's going back and forth. It doesn't know what to do. So we want to see a break above for a push higher. Okay, and then let's finally look at the last chart here. This is a stock. This is GST, and this is one that we alerted that it was setting up, and what we were looking for was a close above this January 4th close. That's the top of this channel, no sideways channel. There was a close above today. So yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that this one followed through, and that it looks like it wants to push higher. We want to see this horizontal resistance line turn into support at the 162 level. Notice there was a parabolic SAR bullish flip. The volume's picking up, and then take a look at down here at the MACD. just started a bullish crossover, so that's good. And then there was already a bullish crossover starting over here on the 8, 13, and 5. So those are both signaling the start of a new run, along with this PSAR bull flip, having the dots flip below the candles. There's also a bullish crossover here on 80X. So now this green line going above the red and black line is telling you that the bulls are taking control. You do have Fasto up here above 80, and you have RSI almost hitting 70. We'll see if it can head higher above overbought levels. That remains to be seen. The candle is busting through the upper Bollinger Band. So when that happens, are the candles going to work back into the bands, or can it just keep pushing higher? And what we want to see is we want to see this middle Bollinger Band currently at 1539 turn into support, and we want to see the candles riding EMAs 4 and 8 support higher. If the middle Bollinger Band holds, a new uptrend should begin. Whenever you get a sideways channel like this that's going on for like 2 months, and then there's a break either to the upside or the downside, usually whatever direction that it breaks towards signals that's the new trend. So this is signaling that a new uptrend should begin. Okay, thanks for viewing this chart. If you like these charts and videos that we've been doing, check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.